So yeah, just first I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you everybody here for just your investment in the 10 weeks. And as you guys know, it's like we have one more week. So this next week is the last week for our 10-week coaching program. And yeah, it's just been such an amazing journey for me. And I hope for all of you as well, just learning, learning some new things about yourselves, and also connecting with new people, creating a new network for yourselves. And one of the biggest things that I feel that I learned during these 10 weeks is actually what I really want to do with my life, with my coaching abilities and all of this stuff that I've learned in life is not quite like creating courses. Actually, what I really got for myself is that like I'm most excited about creating like community, creating like relationships, creating places where people can connect and share and support each other in different ways, and especially support each other in like in their common goals. When people have common goals, I realized like that was really when like things got kind of more energized, was when people could share about goals that they had in common. So I really felt like that's more like the direction that I want to go. And so I wanted to kind of show you guys, before I show, everybody else, some of the things that, I'm thinking about as far as the future. And then also, yeah, I wanted to kind of show you guys some possible ways that you could contribute as well. And yeah, and some opportunities to kind of continue developing ourselves in our leadership, in our coaching, in our ability to contribute to people. So as I do, I made a slideshow. So let me show you guys. So yeah, as I said, like what I really want to transition into more than like coaching courses is really creating community. And I feel like we're living in an age where community is really of the utmost importance, like where there's Corona and everything's just kind of like, crazy. Like people are losing their sense of community, because it's very difficult to go out and to meet each other person to person. So I feel like more than ever, we need to find like creative ways to create that sense of community for people. And also because of, the age that we live in with the internet, and it's just actually so much easier now to connect people from all around the world, from all around the nation, than it's ever been in, human history. So I feel like this age really emphasizes the need for community. And I think as we all know, True Mother changing, making this new name of Heavenly Parents Holy Community, I feel like there's some significance to that word community, why we are not, we are not a church, we are not a, we're not a association or federation, but we are this heavenly community now. So I wanted to, first of all, just announce kind of this new name for this coaching that I'm doing is Fully Alive Community, and shifting less from a business model to more a community model. And actually, I want one of the goals that I have for the next few months is to actually turn it more into like an NPO kind of model. And as far as the mission for this community, this is like the mission statement. It's a community to help growth-minded people to become one with God through the practice of true love. And what do I mean by a growth-minded person? And what I see is like someone who values loving God over dogmatic teachings. So it's not about like whose denomination is right or whose theology is correct. It's more about how can I love God more? And it's about people who are really interested in learning how to love God, loving people, loving the world. It's people who are committed to growing themselves, specifically their hearts, and also valuing contributing and giving generously to the people around them. And then I thought about like, what's the pain that these type of people feel that I would want to create a solution for? Number one is that they feel a gap with God. They don't see a clear path to growth. and they don't know where or how to give. So maybe they just feel like they want some place where they can contribute, but they're just not quite sure where, or they just don't know their particular way to give. And then their greatest desire is to be one in heart with God, is to feel that sense of oneness, to experience consistent and exciting growth, and also contribute and sharing their blessings with others. So they have something, they've learned something in their life, they've developed some skill, they have some passion, and they just have a desire to share that with as many people as possible. I'm thinking about like several programs that we could do. So the first one being like Fully Alive, which is, it's also based on like the 3 great blessings, be fruitful. So having different like monthly, weekly talks, like people giving testimonies, sharing stories, small groups, coaching, mentoring, prayer group. For the second blessing, Fully Blessed, I'm thinking about, we're creating a marriage enrichment program. Also different ways to celebrate the blessing. When we can gather together more, I want to be able to have like banquets, have, dinner parties, just, do some things that are fun that can really, we can just feel joy together as couples. Happy couples groups, creating small groups with couples. And then for the third blessing, Fully Giving. And this is where people learn how to really give from their heart through volunteering program, leadership training, TribeNet for people who want to, do Tribal Messiah, coaching training, and small group facilitation. Yeah, just kind of how does this fit in with like the movement and everything? I feel like this question is very very deep into True Mother's heart, is like how to reach all the 7.8 billion people. And I feel like one of the things is like speaking in a language that people understand. I'm like really inspired by Dr. Young, who's in America right now, and he's giving these amazing lectures. One of the things that he said was like, my hometown is God's sexual organ. And like, it's like, when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's new. Like, that is like so, straight and deep. And it was like the core of like True Father's words. But like, how do you express that to people that are not members of our movement, who have like no idea about divine principle, or like, this concept of like absolute sex and all this stuff that we talk about? And so I feel like just looking at what like True Parents are doing is like they create all of these organizations that are more like able to reach people where they are and speak in the language that they speak. For ACLC, you got Christians and UPF and Women's Federation, Mongolian Federation for World Peace for people who are Mongolian blood, and YSP for the youth. And there's all these like groups and organizations that True Parents have created to reach out so that it can be like the same core message as the principle, but it needs to be expressed so that these certain groups can understand it in their own way. And so I felt like we can create a place for growth-minded people, like people who are, because there's so many people who are not interested in a religion or but they are interested in growing themselves. They are interested in becoming a better version of themselves. People who are into like self-help and and like healing and spirituality, and they have some idea of God, but they are not so interested in like so much theology of things. And so how do we like reach out to those people? And that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to create a community like this, and really having the community centered around core values of love, of vision, of growth, and of faith. I felt these are 4 core values that I'd like to really emphasize in this community. And just to go through each one, what I mean by love is living for the sake of others. It's a community where everyone contributes, and as a result, we all win. So like when we say like there's a core value, there has to be some kind of structure or some kind of way that that core value gets expressed. Right. So how does love get to be expressed or structured in the community so that it can really arise in a very natural way? And I felt like just making it a requirement that really anybody who's a member, they contribute in some way, either as a staff or as a volunteer or as a donating member, somebody who's giving a financial contribution to the community. And then as far as vision, creating a world based on a culture of heart, and kind of seeing this in 3 levels: a life lived in gratitude for individuals, couples, and families full of love, and a world where we live as one family under God. And so this is kind of the vision for this community, where we want to head is, expanding to really create a world that can be based on this culture, centered on these core values, especially, the value of true love. And then by faith, I mean that we strive to see beyond what human eyes can see. So not just focusing on, what we perceive, but really trying to see beyond that, trusting the goodness of our brothers and sisters, even though we might disagree with people, but being able to see the goodness in them. And then believing in the guidance of a higher power, just really believing that God is guiding the process. And then growth is simple. Just every day we strive to stretch our hearts a little bit bigger. And then as far as the kind of the structure, in a way, is like in the core is there's the staff members, and these are people that are really putting in their putting in the time and the time and the energy to make the whole process work. And then volunteers and contributors, these are the members. And then as far as outreach, these can be just people that we serve. These people don't necessarily have to have that requirement to contribute somehow, but they're kind of an outreach group, people like in IFA Youth, and just anyone who we can contribute to the world, to the nation. And as you get more closer to the core, to the staff level, the commitment towards the community grows, but also the benefits grow as well. And so kind of like the structure I'm thinking is like, as a staff, staff would work a certain amount of hours a month, and they get, these would be paid positions. And examples of that are like director, treasurer, secretary, small group leaders, members. Again, these are people who are volunteering, and I put this 4 hours a month just to make it really clear for people, like what is that commitment that I'm making as a volunteer. So it's about 1 hour a week on average, or contributing some kind of membership fee, like 100 yen per month. It's a very small membership fee, but enough to make this whole thing sustainable. And then there's some benefits as a member. You get, private Facebook community, and you get these monthly talks, and you can join a small group. You can join the Zoom meetings for the monthly gatherings. And then if you want to go to a workshop, like you can get like half off a workshop fee or something like that. So there's like really big benefits for being a member. And then outreach, it's basically just people who attend, people who want to watch the monthly service or via Facebook, or receive updates, attend workshops and seminars for a fee. And again, these are like people from IFA Youth. These are anybody we can just invite to come and attend. And then some of the upcoming launches I want to talk about. Number 1 is this Fully Blessed Marriage Enrichment Program. It's going to be starting on November 21st at 10 a.m. And there's kind of a lot here, so I don't expect you guys to get it all right away. But I'll be sending out this information also later on. But the main purpose of this program is a support community for international couples, especially for Japanese spouses, because it's going to be a program that's going to be in Japanese with English translation. So it's kind of opposite. We usually do English with Japanese translation, but this time we're actually going to do the opposite, to really allow the spouses to feel like they have this place where they're being served. There's going to be testimonies, question and answers, discussion. And this one I really want to kind of dig into with you guys, because this is where I really see where I would love to get your participation in, is creating these small groups based on people's goals in their life, these common bases that we can have, like being a mom or being a dad, people who are prayer warriors, Japanese young adults, or people high achievers club, people who are more like achievement oriented, working on their career. So it kind of looks something like this, where, there's a quote. There's this quote: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." So if you think about it, like if you think about, the people that you spend time with, they're going to influence you in some way. So it's really important, I feel, to be able to spend time with people who are positive, who are looking forward, who are trying to grow towards a common goal. So if you imagine, like, a small group leader would be somebody who just has this desire, like, I want to be an awesome mom. And then the members of the small group are just people who share that common desire. Me too, let's do it. I want to be a part of this. And through having give and take, sharing, oh, this is what I did this week. This is what I did to kind of overcome this challenge. Sharing their challenges. This was my challenge, and sharing advice and supporting each other to overcome the challenges that come up when we're striving for something. And then, for like, yeah, it could be like, I want to be a loving husband, and other husbands are like, yeah, I want that too, and they want to join this small group. And yeah, so basically small groups based on common goals or interest. And I'm thinking like it would just be like a once a month meetup, or it could be more based on the group leaders, their desire, how much they want to offer. It could be online or in person. Creating like a chat group, kind of like how we did those chat groups in Line. But instead of just kind of randomly putting people in chat groups, it would be more focused on these common goals. And then, yeah, optional, like having, like pairing up, like accountability partners could be something that we could do. And kind of the idea with these small groups is like, there's that 10 yen per month. That's kind of like a base fee to be a part of the community and to get, to receive the talks and a lot of other benefits to that. But then, and additionally, if you want to join a small group, you would pay another additional small fee, like Go Hyakuyen or something. And that would go directly to the small group leader, so that the small group leader can feel empowered to, focus on taking care of their group. So it's really a give and receive kind of relationship, where you're giving something to the small group leader, and they are taking care of this group and empowering this group. And I'm thinking to launch this mid-December. And kind of a cool thing about this is, as we kind of develop and as we train new coaches and new small group leaders, like more and more groups can develop. And so it just needs somebody who's like passionate about something. Like maybe I'm passionate about prayer, or I'm passionate about growth, or I'm passionate about being an artist. And it would just be new groups would just pop up as new leaders kind of step up to lead a small group. And then also to launch this whole kind of system, this whole community, and with these small groups, I want to create like a half day, maybe 3 or 4 hour event, like a true love workshop, where focusing on learning how to express your love to people in your life, but also love yourself, and how to love God, and how to love your nation, contribute to the nation. So yeah, sometime in December, we would launch this kind of event, and then we would launch the small groups as well. And then just some other projects that I wanted to let you guys know, just little bits. We are doing like a fundraising project that Shinsuke and Julia and Yoshio are involved in, called Blessing in a Box. And it's coming in Christmas 2020. And this is a way that we want to raise funds for these activities as well. And it's going to be an awesome gift box to help Bless members send their love to friends and family. And you guys can hear about that more as it comes closer. And then another thing I want to do is actually create a physical community center in Koshigaya, where we can hold workshops, have immersive training, and do cultural events, and have events for children, and also reach out to the local community. And the goal for this one is February 2021. So I know that was a lot, but kind of just to look at this in what's coming up in November, it's this Fully Blessed Marriage Enrichment. If you guys know anybody who might be interested in this, or if you're interested in attending, yeah, please come. And then in December, you'll be launching quite a few things. And there'll be more about that later on as we develop things. And then the Community Center in 2021. Yeah, Children's Play Group. And then I just want to say, like, this awesome team, myself and Anna and Shinsuke, we've been working together to kind of put these different programs together. And there's actually more people already who are working together, like Reiko, Nancy's daughter, is helping out with the community center. Gabby's also helping out with the community center idea. So people are getting involved in all different kinds of ways. I mentioned Julia and Yeshio helping out with fundraising. And so, yeah, I want to ask if you guys are interested to support. Some ways to do that is just spreading the word about our next program, this marriage enrichment program for Japanese international blessed couples. We're also launching a GoFundMe to support this marriage enrichment program. If you guys are interested in becoming like a small groups facilitator, even if it's just a little bit interested, you're not even sure how that works, but if you're just a little bit interested, like you want to share something, you want to contribute to people in that way, please let me know, and I'll talk to you guys personally about what that looks like and what that means. And then if you're not sure how you want to contribute, but you're just interested in contributing somehow by being a volunteer, then also please let me know. So here's the flyer for the Fully Blessed program that's coming. We're going to have an information session, so Setsume Kai on the 14th of, Saturday the 14th. It's going to be from 10 to 10:30 a.m. So this is a good time for people who live in Asia, but also who live in America. So if you have any friends in America as well that might be interested, then yeah, please invite them. You can share this flyer. I can post it in the line group, and then also the GoFundMe as well. If you could share that to your social media or anybody anywhere, just to get the word out, that would be great. Yeah, and then if you're interested to volunteer or become a small group facilitator, you can write in the chat, say aju, or just raise your hand, or just let me know at some point that you're interested. And I know this is a lot and it might seem ambitious, but this quote really just inspires me and makes me, allows me to feel like this is really possible. True Father says, once you have true love, even God will follow you, the world will follow you, everyone will follow you. And so for me, this community is really about creating a place that can generate just this culture of true love and have love really be experienced by as many people as possible. I feel if we just focus on how do we love people, how do we serve people, how do we create a place where people can experience love, but also a place where people can be encouraged and learn how to give their love, then I feel like we're going to move forward no matter what. So that's it for this presentation. I think I got it done in under 30 minutes, so I'm proud of myself. And yeah, I just wanted to get any feedback from you guys, and if you have any questions, happy to answer any questions. So
I wanted to ask, what's the program of the 14th of November next week?
Yeah,
this
sure.
Marriage thing.
Yeah, so the 14th is going to be like just to explain the program. So it's just a 30-minute session to explain particularly that program, like what it's going to be like, and what's the purpose of the program, and why we decided to make that program. So it's basically to explain the program. And then the actual first program is going to be on the 21st of November, so the next week. And that's where we're going to have an actual person to give a testimony and yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Any other questions? I guess not. Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, if any of you guys are interested in being a part of this in any way, please let me know. And I'm happy to kind of explain things more as well. Or if you have anybody that you think might be interested, please let me know as well. So yeah, thank you guys. That's all for tonight. Oh, sorry, one more thing is just, I really want to get like as many people on this last 10-week session as possible. So yeah, if you can be there like at the time, this time, and if there's anybody that you can encourage to be there, if you're a coach and you can encourage your participants to actually be there live this time, that would be great, so that we can kind of all yeah, just celebrate the ending of this 10 weeks together. I feel like that would have us all feel like really complete about the whole experience. So yeah, I just wanted to encourage that. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
See you.